Good morning and happy Super Bowl Sunday! I was just finishing up some Charlie work back there and I wanted to share some thoughts I've been having about the game. Before I get into those, I wanted to let you know tonight I'll be repping Jeff Garcia, our baby, for good luck. And shout out to the Poffer, Jeff McDevitt, and all of Eagles Twitter for being so wonderfully weird. If you don't know who the Poffer is or why Jeff Garcia is our baby, then you should...
Listen, this is our year. Every other year, we came close, but this year is our year. Jeff Garcia, baby, is our baby. He's it, baby. We don't give
Insightful and sober analysis from the Poffer. And hey, congratulations on retirement this week. I hope our boys give you the perfect sending off present tonight. But back to talking about tonight's game. For the past 2 weeks, I, like much of the city, have felt comfortable about our Eagles' chances to pay back the Patriots for Super Bowl 39 and finally bring a Lombardi trophy home to Philadelphia. Obviously, I haven't felt fully confident. I am an Eagles fan after all, so anytime I feel confidence, it sets some alarms off. And yes, we are playing the Patriots, so we know that no lead will be safe from a potential comeback and that they will take literally any measure to win another Super Bowl. And yet, this confidence has felt strangely comfortable. I think it's largely in part to the fact that our team has really embraced its identity as underdogs. Being a Philadelphian and being an underdog are inseparable, as everyone in our city spends our entire lives trying to emulate our most revered citizen, Rocky. Now, yes, people love to make jokes about how much Philly reveres a fictional sports character, but it's true. Rocky is a part of the fabric of our city. But while conventional wisdom is that we love Rocky because he's an underdog, that's just not the case. Just think. If Rocky 1 was the only Rocky movie made, people would forever be asking Sylvester Stallone, that's it? You wanted to make a movie about an underdog who gets his big chance, loses, and is happy that he tried? No rematch? And I don't think that Rocky would have a statue by our art museum for tourists to wait in line to take a picture with, or for opposing fans to try and dress up. No, Rocky is a citywide and international icon because he came back and became a champion. Rocky has a statue in our city because he beat Apollo Creed. He beat Clubber Lang. And he beat Drago. To give a sense of just how much Rocky's triumphs had an impact on people outside of Philadelphia, I want to turn to Bill Simmons. For those of you who don't know, Simmons is a national figure in sports media who rose to fame as a sports writer who broke the mold as someone who wrote candidly about his experiences as a diehard Boston sports fan, as well as someone who blended sports and pop culture in a way that immediately made his writing evocative and entertaining. Simmons has been a part of creating the ESPN's 30 for 30 documentary series, as well as Grantland, may it rest in peace, and now is running his own website, The Ringer. To give you an idea of his writing style, let's pull up an article from 2001, the year the Patriots first won a Super Bowl with Brady and Belichick, titled, "Which Rocky is the Real Champ?" Allow me to read. It isn't just that Rocky Balboa has been a part of my life for 25 years. It's that I can't remember life without Rocky Balboa. During the winter of 1976, my father brought me to the theater to see the original Rocky, one of my first tangible memories as a kid. I was hooked. I remember listening to the Rocky soundtrack in my living room and shadowboxing an imaginary Apollo Creed for 15 imaginary rounds, unfurling jabs and uppercuts, dancing in circles, even punching myself in the noggin to complete the effect. And I wasn't alone. Every kid was doing it. When Rocky II was released 2 years later, I remember the sheer pandemonium in my theater when Rocky finally defeated Apollo Creed. I'm not kidding. People were standing and cheering like they were watching a closed-circuit fight. It was the greatest movie experience of my entire life. No lie. We were chanting, Rocky, Rocky, and everything. Well, Bill, you know the fans who were in the stands celebrating Rocky's big win? The ones that your childhood self was cheering along with? They're not from Boston. They're not from New York. They're not from LA. They're not from Chicago. They're from Philly. All of them. Cheering on a native son as he wins a championship. And as you and all the Patriots fans get ready for tonight's game, just remember, we're getting ready for Rocky 2, not Rocky 1. When Rob Gronkowski was knocked out of the AFC Championship game, Simmons tweeted, "Cheap shot on Gronk to get him out of the game. We'll see if the karma gods reward that one." So you want to talk karma. This is Josh Schrager, one of my very best friends in the entire world. This picture was taken of Josh and I, Josh's younger brother Ben, and our friend Ari in Texas Stadium on Christmas Day 2006, after our baby Jeff Garcia delivered us a Christmas miracle in the form of a 23-7 shellacking of the Cowboys. Josh and I have grown up together through the highs and lows of Philly sports. Here we are celebrating the Phillies World Series with our friend Stuart and Josh's dad Ralph. Ralph is one of the biggest Eagles fans you could ever meet, only you can't meet him because Ralph passed away in May of 2016, having never gotten the chance to see his Eagles win the Super Bowl with his sons. Ralph and Josh were in Jacksonville 13 years ago for Super Bowl 39. Ralph was living his dream, the chance to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl with his son. Only, this chance wasn't a fair chance because, unbeknownst to Ralph or Josh or any Eagles fans at the time, the Patriots' iconic, legendary coach cared more about winning than winning with honor, and so he sacrificed the latter for a better chance at the former. Now Josh and his family don't get the chance to watch tonight's Super Bowl with Ralph. None of us do. You know who else doesn't get a chance to watch tonight's Super Bowl with a loved one? Andy Reid, the coach of the Eagles for that Super Bowl 13 years ago, whose son Garrett passed away in 2012, a victim of the opioid epidemic long before we were calling it for what it was. Andy Reid, whose fingerprints are still all over the Eagles team playing tonight, as the first quarterback he brought to the Eagles will be coaching the last quarterback he brought to the Eagles in the Super Bowl against the team that cheated him out of a fair shot at winning a championship. You could not script a redemption narrative any better. So, I hope the karma gods do exist, because if they do, they'll be helping our Eagles to punch Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the Patriots in the mouth, knocking them to the ground, putting our boot to their throat, and keeping it there the entire game. We owe it to the entire Patriots franchise, you cheating scumbags, for prolonging our city's wait for the Super Bowl championship that we all desire, and that so many of us don't have the chance to see. Well, I've got to get back to Charlie work and try not to run through too many walls. But Philly, it's Super Bowl Sunday. We finally have a chance to pay the Patriots back. And we have the whole day to party and get ready for tonight. And if for some reason you're still feeling like you need a little help to get excited, let Adrian take care of you.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for? Take this!
You're gonna kill him.